Yo, what is poppin' peeps? It is your boy Jet. Today, I just got back from the My Hero Academia Heroes Rising movie, and you already know I gotta make a review on it, but I have a special guest here. It's gonna be my boy Energy. Say what's up.
What's up?
And he has a video about the Heroes Rising movie. Make sure you guys go check that out. Link for it will be down in the description below. But yeah, we're just gonna be sitting here just talking about it. So it's really not gonna be much on screen. So if you're listening, just go ahead, put in some headphones, throw it in your pocket, throw it in the background, whatever. We're just gonna be talking about the movie. So Energy, what did you think about it? Let me hear you.
The movie was really good actually. With two heroes like kind of haunting me in the back of my mind, I was kind of expecting it to be like that. I guess really like sort of like slice of life comedy heavy with like a hot amount of action at the end. But there was just like so much action packed like throughout the movie, and I'm really glad they focused on that this time around rather than the sort of comedy aspect between the classmates.
Oh yeah. Alright. Don't get me wrong. I like Two Heroes. It was alright. It was a nice first movie, but this movie just took whatever Two Heroes did and just did it better. They cut out the little slice of life, but they like the way that they did it. They were able to emphasize it more, but in a shorter period of time, which left more for the action scene. And godly, those action scenes. I'm letting y'all know in the spoiler section, Mirio's. We're gonna talk in the spoiler section, but Mirio's fight died, but Heroes Rising just fucking it carries on its legacy. So, and you got
Of course.
some spoiler free things you want to talk about for the movie?
I mean, kind of like what you said, like, people are a little bit mad, or people were a little bit mad about Mirio's sort of fight scene being a little bit sort of lackluster in season 4. But when you see some of the stuff like in this movie, you're going to totally understand why they made that decision, or why they couldn't like bump that up to how they usually would. And it's because they just went full blast, like hardcore on this movie. And I think any audience member is definitely going to appreciate what they've done with this movie, especially with a lot of the fight scenes. Just like, not even the fight scenes, just some of the sort of creative ways. Yeah,
just like the way some of the characters moves, just the way everything looks.
Yeah.
Even like the water, it was pretty. The environment, the setting was pretty to look at. The characters looked really lively. The way that they moved and interacted with each other was really good. It felt like, I don't know, it felt like a Pixar movie a little bit, but like, you know, anime. It felt so lively that like during like times in the movie, I just caught myself just like smiling, or like just sitting there and just in awe, like just like completely speechless, like not even like really thinking, just sitting there and watching it and just, you know, just having fun.
Definitely. There's like so much that I could definitely delve into, but like my favorite like sort of way the movie was done, like especially, was it had such a strong start. I'm not going to say too much yet, but like with Two Heroes, I feel as if they created a formula, and with Heroes Rising, they just kind of perfected the formula. Like, Two Heroes had a very strong start. It had you like sort of gripped, and like it was really action packed. Heroes Rising is just that, but like so much more. Because not only as an anime fan, but like as a manga fan as well, like as a manga reader, you're really going to appreciate the lengths they go to try and like cater towards every audience possible that is obviously watching this movie.
And plus, yeah, with that, I agree with that. Like from the start of the movie, we start off like, you can't. As soon as we started, I don't know if you guys seen Endgame. Endgame started off just, oh, like, wake up, this is real. Two Heroes started off like that, with like a really good action scene, and even that little scene was like what, 5 minutes long, and it looked spectacular.
And it was definitely spectacular.
It just woke you up. It like kicked you in the face, like, we're on now. And then after that, it kind of slowed down, like, all right, now you're in. You're like, oh, what's gonna happen next? And then it speeds right back up. Then it kind of slows down again, and then it just as soon as it like hit like we think like, all right, now it's gonna get like kind of boring. It's just like, all right, now we're going. You're in.
Mm.
Now you're in. It just gets your adrenaline up, then it settles you back down, and then it revs it right back up. It just lures into you. Oh no, it kind of lures you into like a false sense of hope. Because like I was going with some friends, they weren't like really caught up with the manga. They're like, oh, they're not gonna be entertained. And then right when I said that, they was like, all right, now let's go. And I found that like really surprising because usually I'm one of those people like, as soon as I'm one of those people who like watching who likes watching things escalate immediately, but I also like when things change up some. So like
Mm-hmm.
it's the tempo of the movie. It's just like it
Yeah.
hyped you up, slow down, and then it like like kind of like a roller coaster. Like you go over a little hill, and then you get ready for that big hill, and then it goes straight ahead. So you got anything else to say?
I mean, just kind of like taking off from that, I guess, like especially with the whole things slow down and then pick back up again. They've definitely improved. I know I keep going back to Two Heroes and then comparing it to Heroes Rising, but they
But you gotta.
definitely, yeah, exactly. They definitely have learned like what they sort of like kind of made a mistake on in Heroes Rising, or not Heroes Rising. They made a mistake on in Two Heroes, and that's that. I feel as though Two Heroes was like too slow, and then it got really fast really quickly, and then that was it. It was kind of like a premature ejaculation, I guess. And Two Heroes, like it started off slow, and then as soon as you picked up the pace, it ended.
Yeah,
But
it was
with
like, oh
Hero,
wait. I was like, wait, what? This is it's over now.
yeah, but with Heroes Rising, like you immediately like start off like fast and strong, and then the movie calms down a little bit, and then you're just going back to being fast and strong again, and it just keeps that pace through the whole movie, and it's brilliant how they've managed to keep that pace.
Yeah, two Heroes Rising doesn't make like you can't sit there and just wander off. There's always something on screen that's, especially when the action picks up. Like as soon as the action picked up, I just didn't take my eyes off the screen. And oh no, for me, did you watch it in subbed or dubbed?
I watched it in dub. My
All
theatre
right,
didn't have a sub screening,
yeah,
unfortunately.
no, no. I was thinking about, oh, I want to see the dubbed, but or subbed, but honestly, the dubbed it wasn't too bad. Like
Mm-hmm.
I watched Deku Brawl dubbed, and his delivery, Deku's voice actor, it wasn't. It was better, but in this movie, I think he stepped up. I think he knew what he had to do, and I think he stepped it up. Um,
Yeah.
let's see. Yeah, voice acting, it wasn't too bad in dubbed. I'm not sure about Japanese, but like what I brought up, subbed and dubbed, just I don't know, especially during the end. I don't think I could have sat there and look at the words on the bottom of the screen, because when it like this movie is just it's so fucking pretty, like, and the action for it, you have to look at it, and it's gonna like keep you trapped. You can't just keep looking at the bottom of the screen, look up, look at the bottom of the screen, especially in a theater where it's already a big screen. You have to have your eyes travel a long distance. But
Yeah.
this movie just makes you watch it and makes you just sit there and just stare at it. It's kind of like the ending of Endgame, or the Thanos fight on what's the name, on Titan in Infinity War. You just sit there and look at it and just it was crazy. It was crazy. That's all I gotta say for the spoiler free section.
Yeah, just to like add, just to add quickly onto that, it's like I feel as though for me, I would have like much rather seen it in dub first, which I did do, and I would definitely go back again and then see it in sub because when that like most of what they say, because you literally just cannot keep your eyes off of some of the fight scenes and some of the ways that the characters move and some of the ways that the characters are used and stuff in general. Like the animation in this movie is peak, and you can tell that the budget just went crazy for this movie.
I mean, all right, guys. Like, if you like I said earlier, Energy has a video on this. If you guys want to see a more in detailed talk about spoiler free section, go check his video out. But we're about to get into the spoiler section, so we'll see you then. All right, guys. So for the people that actually made it to this point of the video and have seen the movie. Godly, this fucking movie. We start off with Endeavor or with the League of Villains getting chased down, and the realest nigga in the room, Rocklock, appeared. And that's all I was like, yep, Heroes Rising, goated movie. They had Rocklock in it. He didn't really do much, but you know he was there, and just the cars fucking destroyed. Heroes dying left and right. First, they were driving Mustangs. That shit was kind of crazy, to think about. And then just even those little the even that little scene at the beginning with Dobby and Endeavor exchanging fire fire attacks. It made me so happy. Like, oh, I can't wait for these two to finally go full out in the manga. It was just how the fire and like when they first shot fire at each other, just the way it twirled around and then just disappeared as they were matched. That, oh my fucking god, that was like, I was like, yep, the ending's about to be so fucking good. Like that was like, it was like it was like, let me see, I'm trying to think. It's like seeing the whole cake in front of you, but like it's in like a box, and they give you just they open it up, give you a little spoonful, feed it to you like, oh, I want to see what the rest of that cake is. And it's like not yet, not yet. And then at the end they give you the whole fucking cake. That's how I explain the movie. All in all, what do you got to say?
Yeah, like definitely. When it comes to the whole Endeavor Derby thing, like they just keep teasing it and keep teasing it, and this movie is definitely like the closest thing that we've gotten to like a one-on-one confrontation. Like the manga teased it, and this movie teased it a little bit more, but like they just kind of keep it running. And especially because Endeavor's my favorite character, like in the series, it made me so like hype seeing that he got such a cool moment to himself at the very like beginning of the movie as well. Like that, like
That prominence.
itself.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's
That
cool to learn
prominence
about it.
burn. I didn't expect him to use it.
Exactly. Like there's tons of stuff I really did not expect in this movie. And I'll mention something later because I know for a fact I'm pretty sure you'll mention it too. But when it comes to like Endeavor, a lot of stuff that I didn't expect to see, especially some of like the moves that we've seen in the manga and like the way that we seen him like fly and stuff, because we've only seen him fly in the manga. And we actually seen that man like fly in the movie, like float up in the air using his
Oh
fire
yeah,
and stuff.
and it looked so casual. Like this man just jumped over a falling truck and just sat there floating. And I was like, oh wait, I forgot Endeavor can fucking do that. It didn't seem like a big surprise, but it came off like, hey yo, he can fucking fly. I'm like, oh shit, he can. And then when Hawks showed up, ooh fucking Hawks. A lot, or I can kind of see how people were like, oh, they didn't use Hawks much. Keep in mind, this is free to, or this movie is up for grabs. People who haven't even read the manga are watching, so they gotta kind of some of the mangas under down or toned down. That's why you didn't really see Deku using Black Whip, or you didn't really hear like them saying like, oh, he has like multiple quirks. They kind of brought it up when Nine tried to steal his quirk, but like they teased the manga enough, and I feel like the people I went with, they didn't see the manga or they haven't read the manga, and when they saw like in Endeavor's new costume, it was like, wait, what they do? It's like, oh, he got it updated in the manga. Who is that? Who's Hawks? Oh, he's in the manga. It's like, really? Like they teased enough of the manga sport. Like people were like, oh, anime only, don't watch this. Honestly, you can watch this if you're anime only. They just tease the manga stuff just enough to where you're like, interesting. Like again, they're really good at teasing stuff, and that's one of the things I really like about Horikoshi, just the way he teases things, like sets up. This, honestly, if I was anime only, this would have made me read the manga or at least looked into it. So I don't know. What do you got to say? You can continue on further, but what do you got to say?
I think definitely like the main thing that I would say about that is that if you are like an anime only and you've been to see this movie, I can guarantee that you're 100% curious to go and read the manga. Like I already know that you're probably like reading some right now, probably. Like they have done just enough to sort of push people to get caught up with how the series is right now in manga format, because with certain characters they introduce and certain things they mention, especially with what you said, Jet, with the multiple quirks, that up, people are definitely curious, are going to be curious enough to read on and be like, what does that mean? Surely that has to be a mistake. I need to find out what he means by that.
He didn't like. There was like he didn't say anything about like my friend. I'm sorry for interrupting, but my friend next to me was like, wait, wait, why couldn't he steal it? I was like, Deku has too many quirks. Like, wait, what do you mean too many quirks? And he was like, I was like, I can't tell you. You just know.
hmm And the one thing that really caught me off by surprise, which I mentioned earlier that you were probably going to bring up at some point, was we actually got to see Bones, like, not like animate, but draw the One for All users. Like, we actually got to
Oh
see him in
yeah,
anime format now.
yeah. That was. I
And
was gonna
that shit,
bring. I'm sorry.
yeah. No, cool. No,
I was gonna bring that up a little bit later, but all the One for All users, they even kept the first two um a mystery, but all the One for All users, they look really good, and I can't wait to see
mm-hmm.
them actually in the anime interacting with the Deku. And
Yeah.
well, let's not even fucking or even the oh no, I like the part where they were like actually like on the island when they were just doing like mundane jobs like charging people's battery. Like even that was like one of those things like, hmm, this is like really comfortable. It made you like feel like everything's very peaceful on this island. Everything's good. These students are good. They're okay. And even though those scenes were like really good, it was just good seeing them actually like help out the community because we don't really get to see much of class or a lot of class 1A, and it was nice seeing them do like get out and about and interact with like other people, show their side of personality.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to see like 1A actually act like heroes, like on their own accord for a change, rather than being flung into a situation. Like we actually got to see them sort of consensually run a hero agency themselves instead of just like how we've seen in the anime and the manga, just like them being flung into situations and having to deal with it. It's a nice change seeing the main characters actually like do consensual hero work like they're pros already, which
Yeah,
is nice.
it was definitely a good change of pace. It made you, it was especially for anime only, it made you seem like they've like really grown. They've learned a lot from when they were in UA. But let's not fucking avoid it. Let's talk about Nine and his squad of Slice, baby girl Slice, Mummy,
Mm-hmm.
fucking shit character. And I'm for, but he was kind of useless. He was kind of cannon fodder. And then the main man, the I don't know, Chimera was a fucking beast for me, and I fucking loved him. First of all, fighting Todoroki, that man was throwing shots equal to like he's not just like a regular mutant type. He was like his strength was like on par with the muscular. He was like throwing shots that like were so hard that it was blowing like them away, and it wasn't like just anime visuals. Like no, these niggas for real just getting blown away by his punches. And then this man, oh no, when the fucking Chimera transformation, dude, that shit was fucking insane. And I was like,
Yep.
yo, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not the biggest fan of mutant quirks, but after seeing him, I'm like, yo, mutant quirks have some potential. And after I saw him, I'm like, wait a minute, how the fuck did he become a chimera? Because usually mutants are just one animal, but no, he has like every animal that he needs. He has wings, he has fire. I don't know where the fuck he free fire. He's a wolf. He has dreadlocks. He has alligator tail. And I'm like, wait a minute. I feel like he's part of the quirk singularity where quirks keep mixing up and getting stronger. So like, what if there's like a whole island of just mutants where they got abandoned by society and just live on an island? Just imagine that. That's the way they can bring Chimera back. I really liked him. And then Todoroki had to go and fucking kill him.
Yeah, I was like genuinely surprised with like what they did with that scene. Like Todoroki literally froze Chimera
From
inside
the
out.
inside.
It
Like
was
that.
insane.
I'm sorry, but that man fucking Chimera. I was like, they got him on the ropes. This man's like, nah, fuck it. Ugh, started growing bigger. Just changed his size. And I was like, he
Mm-hmm.
started charging up his mouth like, what the fuck? And then started shooting out beams, fucking laser beams. What fucking animal shoots out laser beams?
Yeah, it was
And
like the flame. Like so, with his flame breath, it was as if he just like superheated it to the max, and like he just like was his fire breath had turned into like a Bunsen burner like of flame. Just this dark red flame like shoots out Chimera's mouth, and like it's insane. And that's when shit got real, and I was really surprised that Kirishima was like able to withstand that.
Yeah, that actually. All right, so I'm gonna say this real quick. Me and my friends were joking about Chimera, like where the fuck did he come from? And I was like, you know what? Um, ever since Hunter x Hunter went into hiatus, all the Chimera ants needed jobs. So he was like, hey, let me in My Hero. So he's in My Hero. But no,
Yeah.
Kirishima. Actually, go ahead and say this. Everyone in Class 1A had a fucking spotlight moment. We're gonna go ahead and start off with Kirishima. I mean, Kirishima withstood like a laser beam that was taking out parts of a forest.
Exactly.
And I don't know if you like noticed it, but Kirishima kind of got bigger with his quirk. So maybe he's able to change his size, like with further enhancement of his quirk, he's able to get a little bit bigger. Because honestly, isn't Todoroki a little bit bigger than Kirishima? I don't know how he was able to hide behind Kirishima, but it looks like Kirishima got bigger and was able to like, take on a bit of that beam.
Yeah. Like, I think with Kirishima it's just hard to tell the size because of how, like, cause his hair's like really spiked up and stuff.
Yeah.
But, I feel as though, like, if he wanted to, he could definitely just, like, increase his size because he could, like, because he can turn the skin to, like, what is essentially rock, I guess. It just looks like rock. He could maybe kind of do Unbreakable ×2, maybe, and just, like, keep growing and growing that, like, outer shell and just get bigger by doing that. I don't know, but it was really cool to see like every member of Class 1A get that like 15 like seconds of fame, and I think like definitely one like the MVP or the three. If I was to pick like three MVPs from Class 1, like besides the main cast, well, like the main cast, I guess.
Yeah.
Three MVPs for me would definitely be Kirishima,
Aoyama. You gotta put Aoyama.
And either Aoyama or Tokoyami.
Yeah, Tokoyami. Dude, alright. Alright, we already talked about Todoroki fucking freezing Chimera from the inside and almost he should be dead. Like Chimera should be dead. But yo, Slice was gonna die. And the only reason she didn't die was because before the fight, Tokiyami's like, darkness is my element. And then she's like, fuck it, I'm gonna die. Let me open up the ceiling, let in all the light. I'm just saying, if she never opened up the ceiling, she would have died. Like, she would have fucking died.
Like, definitely.
It was so cool seeing Tokiyami. Like, I was with my friends. I was like, wait, when did this nigga learn to fly? Like, oh yeah, it's in the manga. They didn't even like make a big deal. They just showed him flying as if it was like everyone already knew. It was really cool seeing it. It's just like it was cool seeing Tokiyami get some spotlight. And I really hope he gets his like own Kirishima moment where he gets like a whole bunch of he gets a season where he becomes like one of the main characters. Gets his Tokiyami's a really underrated character, and I really feel like he should be used more. And this movie shows like the potential why he should be used more.
Definitely. There's like tons of characters that I could definitely pick out that I think deserve like their own like arc, I guess, kind of like what they did with Endeavor. Give that man a story to himself, and there's a lot of characters, especially like 1B. Even though we didn't see the movie, like 1B should definitely just like get like an arc to themselves, like definitely. But we're here to talk about Heroes Rising. I think, yeah, I was really impressed with Kirishima. I was really impressed with Aoyama because that came out of nowhere.
That like, huge ass beam.
Yeah, like and Aoyama? Like the little like mini blasts that he was shooting at his knees and his.
Like at first, like before I went into this movie, I was like, oh, Aoyama, he's a character. But after this, I was like, hey, this man's got some potential. Like this moment made me like characters that I didn't like before. Even Koda. Koda was very useful. He was sending, like, I thought my boy Deku and Bakugo were gonna die. Like, no, I thought they were gonna die right there. But Koda, he scented some birds, and we'll talk about later how how just fucking nine, or if you want to talk about it now, nine just, even though I read the manga, I thought Bakugo and Deku were gonna die just because how powerful Nine was shown to be and how just scary and relentless he was just shown.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
you got any other students you want to talk about?
Sarah, 100%. Like, bro, I wasn't expecting him to go so hard in this movie. Like, he was so relentless. Like, he was constantly, like, going into battle. Like, because you would think with, like, Sarah's ability, he would try and stay far away or, like, try and stay ranged. But this man just kept going back, for, like, back in for more. Like, every time he got knocked back, he just kept going back, like, going back into the fight for, like, more damage, I guess.
Yeah,
But it
like,
was really, yeah.
even after seeing Bakugo and Deku getting blown back by Nine, who can like send out like fucking familiars and make impenetrable shields and shoot out laser nails, this man Cero said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna fucking like beat your ass." Like, and this man Cero really proved to be like, he was like a top 10 character, or like a he was a, or like in class 1A, he's probably like top 10. He's probably around the top 5, just because I respect Cero after this movie. Cero popped off. I didn't expect him to get that much limelight, especially um like I just said earlier, especially when he went back in for the smoke. Even though he got
Exactly.
blown back, but he went in for the smoke.
Yep. Like, even when that, like rock or whatever, like, smashed against his head, that man was just like, nope, I need to go back in. I need to fight more. It was like, it was like a really, really cool scene, especially. And even Uraraka too, like, even though she's like kind of in the spotlight, like, quite a decent amount, she just had like two really cool scenes. The scene with the rubber ring with Midoriya and Jiro at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
And then the scene with the sort of like rock pen that she just like floated up into the air, and then Cero was just like swinging back down and stuff.
Like, I don't recall seeing her set up all those rocks above Nine, and that was just a shit ton compared to what she did to Bakugo. Like, if it wasn't Nine, someone would have died. Someone else, if it was anyone else besides Nine and maybe Chimera, they would have died.
Definitely.
But
Like, seriously, every character in 1A like definitely got their 15 seconds of fame, 100%. Even like really menial characters like Mineta and Joji, like,
oh yeah,
those, like,
Shoji was a fucking shield. Like, that man was taking shots after shots, the same shots that were piercing Baku and Deku. Was taking them, and he held off enough for them to get back up.
that, like, seriously, like, I was really impressed with how well done the Class A was, and even like they really managed to, like, even going back to like Hawks, like, they really managed to capture his character well in the movie. Like, he's very like very good at gathering intel.
Yeah, he's very sneaky. He's good at gathering intel.
Because that's literally all he did in the movie was gather intel, being in the shadows, you know, and they really, I was really impressed that they managed to like capture everything so well, like, in a movie. And you can definitely tell that like Horikoshi supervised it 100%.
Oh yeah. But let's not keep the people waiting. Let's talk about the main event of the evening: Bakugo and Deku versus Nine. What, there was like 5 parts of this fight, and they was just broken really good, just because it's like the first part they got fucking bodied. They got bodied. Second part they came back, they got away, and then came back, and it just really portrayed the like the plus ultra and the, you know, just keep getting back up. Them just getting knocked away and getting right back up just really portrayed, like, you know, keep going. And if you notice, every time they went down, like, some of the other class members would go down, but then like every time they get back up, everyone else would kick back up. It was almost like saying, like, every time these two get back up, or whenever these two are like going after a game, everyone else is gonna go harder, just because like how much Deku and Bakugo, how much they're liked and how much they're respected by their classmates.
Definitely. Like, I was really impressed with like just everything. Like from the first fight with Bakugo and Nine to the last one. Like, it showed how much, especially in the last one. But like, I suppose we'll save that for like a little bit. But um, it showed like how well they imagined sort of develop with every fight they had with Nine. They were learning how he fights and like sort of learning how to counter, and it shows how smart that like
They
Midoriya and
actually
especially
are.
Bakugo can be. Yeah.
Like when they got hit with that second lightning strike, they should have been dead. And they was like, we
Mm-hmm.
learned and we used Kaminari as a fucking lightning rod. And even Kaminari, even that moment was supposed to be like a gag moment. It just showed how fucking like it once again. It's showing everyone giving their moments of fame. Like this man Kaminari basically saved the two. And just oh my god, the fucking ending. Just when the I forgot the Kirishima song. If you know it, you know. But when that song came out, I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, it's getting in. And then when when the chips were down, when everything was fucking down, Nine was in his final form. This man Deku said, "Fuck it, Bakugo, eat my fucking blood, nigga." And they went Super Saiyan. They were like fucking 100% from Bakugo and Deku, and that. Oh my god, like that Chimera fight. I don't know why I keep bringing them up. The Chimera fight was just like even if that was the final fight, I wouldn't have been mad. But they just went above and beyond. Just anyone like you guys have already watched it. Overhaul versus Deku. This final fight shits on that.
Definitely.
And
100%. Like,
just when they first powered up and threw their fist in the air and cleared the sky, just the way that like their energy interacted with each other, like how it swirled around and shot up. That shit, I was like, oh, yeah, this is about to be phenomenal. What do you gotta say, Energy?
yeah, like, I was a little bit worried at first, I guess, when I saw that, because, like, I thought that that big scene when they were, like, pressed against each other, like, combined punch into the sky, like, I legit thought that from seeing all those trailers that was going to be the final hit. And I was really, like, when I was seeing that, I was really hoping, like, oh no, like, are they just going to finish this off, like, just like that, and it's going to be it. But no, like, when they cleared the sky and then they just kept going, I was like, oh shit, this is it, like, this is it. The big W, and they just kept going, and seeing, like, you definitely seen, like, Nakamura, like, come in as an animator, because you saw the cubes.
Oh
I
yeah,
told you that in my video, like, when Nakamura is, like, the lead animator, when you see fucking cubes, like, everywhere.
he cracked his fingers like, all right,
And,
good job, everyone. It's time for me to work. And that
for real,
man, I don't. If you alright, overall versus Deku was like him putting in work. No, this man fucking went plus ultra for this. And just the way that they fucking moved Deku, you thought he was a menace during Overhaul versus Deku, or him versus Overhaul. This man looks like a god amongst men. The way the lightning and the shading, just the way that this man looked during, especially when you seen him like floating of above the ground, and you just see just it was like just straight up blue lightning all over his body and white empty eyes. This man looks like a fucking god.
yeah, like, it was especially, like, the scene that really kind of, like, hyped me up was when they, like, were just about to, like, start attacking, and, like, their eyes did that thing that like, the Midoriya's eyes usually does when he went infinite 100% with, like, the little, like, spiky parts, like, coming from the irises.
Oh, with Iris is
Like,
insane.
yeah, like, that shit was so cool. Like,
When they had their
Bakugo,
arms up
like,
in the air and they looked in
yeah,
nine. Yeah, I was like,
Bakugo looked like a fucking Super Saiyan. Like,
dude,
Midoriya looked as if he was, like, Super Saiyan blue. Like, that shit it was fucking heat. That's what it was.
it looked like Bakugo. I'm surprised it looks so natural him to use one for all. And that man was using it to its extent. Like the way this man was flying around, and then when he got thrown into the ground, and started pushing the ground and melting it and just creating a huge explosion. I
Mm-hmm.
like during this whole fight, my mind just turned off and I looked at it and I felt like a child. I felt like I was starstruck just watching it. And when Deku delivered the final smash and he hit it and then it just went black, it definitely reminded me of the United States of Smash. And
Uh,
I almost teared up, dude. I was like, yo, this can't be it. But I was like, fuck it, Deku, take one for all
yeah.
back. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, like, honestly, we're sitting over talking about it, but just the way it was animated, you really just can't. I don't know. For me, I just can't put into words besides calling it like fantastic and just amazing looking and great.
It's definitely like it's hard to like put into words. Definitely, it's just one of those things you have to see it to kind of comprehend what other people are talking about, because many
Right.
details that went into like every single movement in that last fight with Midoriya, like as you mentioned, like with Midoriya, the lightning was like kind of bouncing off his feet, and the friction was causing him to like float on the ground. And when Bakugo like, melted that pathway, and Midoriya just started like shooting down the pathway, it was insane. It was on a completely different level. And when Bakugo shot that like fucking like rectangular rocket nine when Midoriya was like kicking, that shit
Oh God.
was something else.
Just like scenes like this, like if you watched the Broly movie, like these scenes, like, yeah, you can say they're great, but they're just scenes that whenever you talk to them about someone, you just know. Like you can talk how good it is all you want, but words aren't gonna put justice in it. You just gotta sit there and like, yeah, like me and you, I'm just sitting here, I'm saying, yeah, like that scene, Robert just like, yeah, like just feeling it. Like it's one of those things that when you see it, you just feel it whenever you think about it.
Definitely, 100%.
And
Like,
you got anything else to say?
mm, I don't think so, because like I'm still kind of like trying to like kind of comprehend everything that like happened, because the movie was just fucking like jam packed, full of content for like everyone to enjoy. Like even if your favorite character from 1A is like someone really
Like
sort of
Coda,
like in the background, yeah, like Koda or like
Sado.
Sato, or yeah, there's a scene in there like for that character that's gonna make you happy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But this is definitely a Bakugo fan movie, and I'm definitely satisfied. But yeah, like I said, did a way better job of describing how the movie was. Make sure you guys go check him out. His link will be down in the description below. But yeah, without further ado, thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys had a good day and hope you guys enjoyed Heroes Rising. And yeah, we're out of here. Energy. And
Yeah.
close this out.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, Jet. It was a blast. I enjoyed just sitting down talking about it for a while. Yeah. We'll talk to you guys later.